3 things that are going to change your life. 1, you need to know who and what God is. 2, you need to know who you are and what you are in relation to God. 3, you need to know how are you creating, okay? 1, who God is. God is this omnipresent being. He is within the whole entire universe, and he is the whole entire universe. You know, Jesus said, I in him and him in I. He is omnipresent, meaning he is everywhere, right? That means he's in you, he's in me, he's in this desk. He is the life-giving principle of every single thing, right? So he's omnipresent, but he's also omnipotent, meaning that he has infinite potentialities. He can create anything and everything. Now we know who God is. Now, who am I? Said, I in him and him in I. You know, there's this concept of the universal mind, God, whatever you want to call it. This universal mind is omnipresent, right? It's in each and every single thing. I'm in this universal mind, and the universal mind is in me. I in him, him in I. I'm within the universal mind. The universal mind is in me. We are just individualized versions of this universal mind. This may be a little hard to wrap your mind around, but let me know what you guys think of this, okay? Do your own research, do your own studying, but this is what I learned, okay? This universal mind is omnipresent. It's in all of us, and we are all in it, okay? So we are just individualized versions of this universal mind. Now, when you realize that we are just an individualized version of this universal mind, you see that we have the same potentialities, the same infinite potentialities that God has, right? You know, he created us in his image. Jesus said, there's gonna be people who do better than I did. There's gonna be people who did the same things that I did, plus more. Now we know who God is, you know, what he is, omnipotent, all-powerful being. Now we know who we are. We are individualized versions of the universal mind, of this infinite intelligence. 3, what are we in relation to him? How do we create? Now, since we are these individualized versions of the universal mind, you know, when I send a thought out, it's not me thinking, it's the universal mind within me. You know, as crazy as it sounds, right? But it's the universal mind that is sending these thoughts out. You know, when I send these thoughts out, it's sending out to the universal mind. They say that the universal mind is just static energy, right? It's potential energy. It can do a lot of things. It can create anything and everything, but it is static. It is not moving. It is potential energy. And when we send thoughts out, that's when it's dynamic energy. That's when it's brought forth into motion. That's when it actually creates all of those infinite potentialities. And since the universal mind is all powerful, whatever thoughts I send out, I'm gonna bring back, right? Whatever thoughts I send out is gonna bring forth whatever I was thinking. So if I'm thinking of fear, of lack, of greed, of worry, doubt, and fear, boop, 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 what do you think the universe is gonna give me, right? If I'm thinking of abundance, of love, of joy, of grace, of bliss, you know what I mean? That's exactly what I'm gonna bring forth. Whatever thoughts that we send out to the universe is going to embody itself in whatever feeling or emotions that we put out. You know, whatever thoughts we put out is what is going to return. So we see that God has a potential to create anything and everything, right? And we see that we are creating through God, through this universal mind, and God is creating through us. I in him, him in I. I know this is kind of a crazy topic. A lot of people probably aren't going to agree with this, but that's okay. I want you guys to do your own research, do your own studying. Let me know what you guys think of this. But I want everyone to realize that we have so much potential. You know, Jesus said there's going to be people who are doing what I'm doing, plus more. You know what I mean? And I 100% believe that. You know what I mean? I want you guys to read Napoleon Hill's books, read Charles Haanel, The Master Key System, Deepak Chopra, you know, read a lot of these spiritual leaders, you know, that tell us to go within, because it's so true. You know what I mean? Our outer reality is created by our inner reality. But hope you guys enjoyed this. Love y'all. Bye.